I lost my job today. I told my wife of 12 years, watching her face carefully. Her response? She smirked and said,
Good. Now I can finally leave you for someone who isn't a loser.
What she didn't know was that I'd just signed a 7-figure contract that morning. The job loss, a complete lie. A test, and she'd just failed it in the most spectacular way possible. My name is Michael Harrison, and I'm about to tell you how one calculated lie revealed 12 years of deception and led to the most satisfying revenge of my life. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had that gut feeling that your partner was only with you for what you could provide? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because trust me, you don't want to miss how this story ends. One day, I promised myself I'd make sure everyone saw who she really was. I just didn't know it would happen in front of Chicago's entire business elite. Picture this: Chicago, 2012. A finance conference where suits cost more than most people's rent. That's where I met Rachel. She was absolutely stunning. Sharp suits, killer heels, the kind of woman who commanded attention just by existing. Me? I was just a mid-level analyst. Decent money, nothing spectacular. Maybe $75,000 a year. She worked in luxury retail. Should have been my first red flag. Our first date? She insisted on Alinea. You know, that restaurant where the tasting menu costs more than most people's car payments. But I was completely smitten. Love drunk. Blind to all the warning signs that were literally flashing in neon. We got married 2 years later. The wedding nearly bankrupted me. Plaza Hotel. Vera Wang dress. The works. Every time I tried to suggest something more reasonable, she'd hit me with those green eyes.
Don't you want me to be happy on our special day?
And like an idiot, I'd cave every single time. For years, I convinced myself we were building something real. Sure, she had expensive tastes. Hermes bags that cost more than some people's annual salary, monthly spa treatments at $500 a pop, insisted we lease a BMW instead of buying a sensible Honda. Her reasoning.
What would people think if they saw me in a Honda?
But here's the thing. I loved her. So I worked harder, took on extra projects, climbed that corporate ladder like my life depended on it. By year 10, I was pulling in $180,000 annually. Good money, right? Wrong. For Rachel, it was never enough.
The Johnsons just bought a place in the Hamptons.
She'd mention casually over dinner, or my personal favorite.
Did you see Brad's new Porsche? Maybe it's time you looked for a better position, honey.
So, in 2023, I did something I hadn't told her about. I started a consulting side business, Apex Analytics, working nights and weekends while she thought I was at the office. Rachel never asked about those late nights, too busy planning her next girl's trip to Miami or scrolling through Net-a-Porter. The business grew faster than I ever imagined. Within 18 months, I'd landed 3 major clients. A tech startup alone paid me more in 6 months than my day job paid in a year. But I kept it quiet. Call it intuition. Call it suspicion. Something in my gut told me to wait. The changes in Rachel started small. New perfume. French. Expensive. Definitely not from me. Late client dinners requiring her best lingerie. A password on her phone after 12 years of openness. And then, the BMW, silver. M series, Illinois plates starting with VRM. It kept showing up at our house. Rachel said it was a client dropping off contracts. Quick question. When you saw that BMW in my driveway at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, would you have confronted her right then? Or would you have waited like I did? Let me know in the comments because what happened next changed everything. I believed her. Or maybe I just wanted to believe her. But that Tuesday in March, everything changed, and I had no idea then. But the test I was about to give her would lead to the most brutal and public war of my life. Picture this. I'd just closed the biggest deal of my career. Multi-year contract with a hotel chain, $2.3 million. I should have been celebrating, right? Instead, I'm sitting in my car, 2 p.m. on a workday, staring at that silver BMW in my driveway. That's when I decided to test her. That evening, Rachel was on our Italian leather sofa, the one that cost more per square foot than our mortgage. Wine in hand, texting. Always texting these days. "We need to talk," I said. She barely looked up.
If this is about the Cartier watch, it was on sale. 40% off.
"No, Rachel. I lost my job today." Her fingers froze mid-text. Phone down, screen down, always screen down lately. She looked at me. Really looked at me for the first time in months.
What do you mean you lost your job?
I kept my voice steady, defeated. Budget cuts. They let go of the entire analytics division, effective immediately. Watch what happened to her face. First, confusion. Then, calculation. Finally, disgust. Pure disgust.
How long until you find something else?
Notice. "No, are you okay?" "No, we'll get through this." Just cold practicality. Could be months. The market's tough. She stood up so fast she nearly spilled her wine.
Months? Michael, we have bills. We have obligations.
"We have savings."
That's not the point.
Her heels clicked on the hardwood. Click, click, click. Like a countdown, like a timer on our marriage.
I can't do this. I can't be with someone who can't provide.
"Rachel, I've provided for 12 years.
Adequately. But adequate isn't enough anymore.
"Is that why you're with the BMW owner?" She didn't even flinch, didn't deny it, just smiled, and that was worse than any confession.
His name is Vincent. He owns 3 companies, drives cars worth more than your annual salary, and doesn't bore me with spreadsheets.
"You're leaving me for money?"
I'm leaving you because you're a failure, Michael. You've always been a failure. I just didn't realize it until now.
She packed her Louis Vuitton suitcase, my anniversary gift to her. I watched her strip 12 years down to 1 bag, said nothing. At the door, she paused.
Don't contest the divorce. Your Netflix password. That's all I'll miss.
The door slammed. The house went silent. "And you know what I did?" I smiled. Because while Rachel raced to Vincent's penthouse, I was sitting on a fortune she knew nothing about. But I had no idea then that this slammed door was the starting gun to the most brutal and public war of my life. Okay, pause. At this point, would you have told her the truth? Or would you have let her go like I did? Part of me wonders if I was being cruel by not stopping her. But then I remember, she'd been with Vincent for who knows how long. I'm genuinely curious what you all would have done. Let me know in the comments. 20 minutes after she left, I called my brother James, corporate lawyer. New York. "Remember how you always said Rachel was only interested in my wallet?"
What happened?
"She left me for another man 30 minutes after I told her I lost my job."
You lost... Wait. What about Apex Analytics?
"The job loss was fake, James. A test. And she failed. Spectacularly. I need the best divorce attorney you know."
Margaret Chen. She's a barracuda. Rachel won't know what hit her.
For the next 3 weeks, I played the part perfectly. Moved to a modest downtown apartment. Glass, steel, and freedom. Let friends think I was struggling. Meanwhile, Apex Analytics exploded. The hotel chain brought 2 more corporations. Law firm with 6 cities signed on. I hired assistants. Leased Willis Tower offices. Bought a murdered-out Audi RS7. Rachel's Instagram, she forgot I could see it, was a parade of Champagne brunches, designer shopping, Vincent's penthouse, Vincent's yacht, living her dream. Until Paul from commercial real estate dropped a bomb over drinks.
That Vincent Marcus? He's drowning. Over-leveraged on 3 properties. Chapter 11. Coming.
How bad?
Bankruptcy bad. And anyone connected to his loans?
I filed that away. But I didn't know yet how this single piece of information would become the nuclear weapon in my arsenal, the one that would detonate at the perfect moment in front of everyone who mattered. But then I discovered her fatal mistake. She'd forgotten to log out of our shared iCloud, and what I found changed everything. Emails with Vincent, dating back 2 years. Hotel receipts, lunch dates, all while I worked late to fund her lifestyle. At this moment, finding those emails, would you have gone scorched earth like I did? Or tried to take the high road? Because what I did next, well, let's just say revenge is a dish best served in front of 500 of Chicago's business elite. But that wasn't even the worst part. I also found she was a guarantor on Vincent's loans. When he went down, she'd go with him. 3 months later, the rain was hammering my window when the doorbell rang. I knew who it was before I even looked at the camera, because desperate people always come back when the money runs out. And what happened next proved that karma has perfect timing. Picture the scene. Thursday evening, Chicago rain, and Rachel at my door, designer clothes replaced with department store alternatives. No umbrella. Desperation poorly disguised as regret.
Nice place,
She said, scanning my obvious success. What do you want, Rachel? She pushed past me, dripping on my floors, taking in the view, the furniture, the life she threw away.
I made a mistake. I want to come back.
Why?
Because I love you. I was confused when you lost your job.
The job I didn't actually lose?
You tricked me. If I'd known about your business, I never would have left.
The tears started. Right on cue. But here's what killed me. Even then, even crying, she was calculating. I could see it in her eyes. How's Vincent? Her face went red.
We're not together.
Why not?
He's...
She couldn't say it. Broke? I finished. Silence. Then,
Yes,
so you're here because...
because I love you. We had 12 years.
Which meant everything to me, but only meant something to you when I could pay for it.
I'll sign anything. Just give me another chance.
No. One word. Simple. Final.
You'll regret this.
The only thing I regret is not seeing who you were sooner. Sign the papers. She stormed out. But she wasn't done. Not even close. And what she did next turned this from a private divorce into a public execution. What happened next was warfare. Fake emails claiming I defrauded clients. Blog posts calling Apex Analytics a scam. Whisper campaign at every networking event. She was trying to destroy me. But she didn't know I had her emails, her secrets, her financial entanglements with Vincent. She didn't know that I'd been planning for this moment. That when I struck back, it would be in front of everyone. The Business Leaders Gala. Chicago's event of the season. Everyone who mattered would be there. I arrived late, deliberately. Let her spread her poison first. Found her holding court.
Complete fraud. My ex-husband destroyed our marriage for his ego.
Funny you should mention fraud, Rachel. The room went silent. She turned. Paled. Tried to recover.
Everyone, this is my ex-husband, the one I was telling you about.
Please continue. Tell them about the fraud.
I was just explaining.
How I lied about losing my job. True. I tested my wife to see if she'd stand by me. She left that night for another man. Murmurs through the crowd. But what Rachel doesn't want you to know. I pulled out my phone. my assistant had arranged screen access earlier, is that she'd been having an affair for 2 years before that night. The emails appeared on screen. Her name, Vincent's, dates that painted the picture. Gasps, whispers, all eyes on her. 2 years. While I built Apex Analytics, she built an exit strategy.
You're embarrassing yourself.
She hissed. Am I? I switched to financial documents. Or am I exposing someone trying to destroy my business because her boyfriend went bankrupt? Someone whispered,
Vincent Marcus owes millions.
You ruined everything!
Rachel screamed, wine flying, mask completely off.
You were nothing before me. Nothing!
No, I said quietly. You made me realize I deserved better. She fled. The room erupted, but I was already leaving. The war was over. I'd won, in front of everyone who mattered. Next morning, Chicago Business Journal. Consultant clears name, exposes scandal. Phone exploding with new clients. Margaret calls.
She signed. You're divorced.
Unknown number texts threats. Delete. 1 month later, same coffee shop where Rachel saw my Audi. Collision. Coffee everywhere.
I'm so sorry.
She's dabbing my shirt with napkins. You owe me coffee now.
Deal. I'm Emma.
Michael. Emma. Non-profit. Financial literacy for kids. Drives a 10-year-old Honda. Thinks designer bags are wasteful. We talked for 2 hours about books, not bank accounts. Dreams, not designer goods. Mountains versus beaches, not Manhattan versus Hamptons. Fair warning, complicated divorce.
Fair warning. I think people who judge others by their car are shallow.
Perfect. 6 months now. She knows everything. Her response.
The trash took itself out.
Last week, Paul saw Rachel at bankruptcy court. Vincent's debts caught them both. She's working retail, selling knockoffs of designer goods she once worshipped. I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not sympathy, nothing. Because here's what I learned. Trust isn't about never testing someone. It's about surrounding yourself with people who pass without knowing they're being tested. Emma does that daily. Rachel failed spectacularly. But was I wrong to test her? Sometimes I wonder if I should have just confronted her directly, been the bigger person. Then I remember those 2 years of emails and hotel rooms, and I think, maybe the test was more honest than our entire marriage had been. So let me ask you, was the test justified, or did I cross a line? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment, and honestly, I'm still processing this myself. Here's what I know for sure. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Rachel showed me she valued my bank account over our vows. The test just made it undeniable. And remember, sometimes losing everything is the only way to realize you never really had anything at all. Your worth isn't in your wallet. It's in who stands by you when the wallet's empty. This is Michael, reminding you that the best revenge isn't just living well, it's living authentically. If this story moved you, like this video and subscribe for more infidelity stories, cheating wife stories, lost love chronicles, and inspirational stories about finding the strength to start over.